Hello my dear friends, this is Ouassima Issrae. Hope you are doing well. So, as I said in the previous videos, I'm going to share with you some of the cards that I have been using or I am using for autumn. Now, autumn, winter, they are both kind of like very short seasons where I am. I would say more autumn is very short season. It's getting colder, it's getting more dark. So hopefully you will be able to see these cards before the light goes and the nights reveal its magic. So the previous two videos I was sharing about the animal botanical tarot deck and about the peculiar pathways tarot. These are the two companion books. Check those videos if it's not yet done. Now these two decks are really amazing when we talk about connection to the wild, connection to nature, to the animal kingdom. And I also shared about how it's new for me to connect to animals in this way. So these decks kind of just introduced me to a whole new world, let's say. Of course, I know some animals, but being interested in animal decks is kind of new. But I would say like animals, plants, insects do it for me because it's kind of like a combination of the nature, combination of life, real life. And these two decks are really amazing in that perspective of connecting us to life, to the wild. So I'm not sharing them much or showing them because you know you've seen them in the previous videos. The other decks that I have been playing with is the Coastal Curiosities by the same creator as the Peculiar Pathways, just checking the name. And this one I am really loving and enjoying it. It fits so perfectly with all type of decks that I have been using, but most at the moment I'm using it with the wooden tarot, and they both collaborate really well and combine, like complete each other's. The Coastal Curiosities is just kind of a blend of many elements, and even I don't see the keywords as symbolizing the pictures or the illustrations sometimes, but I see it more as I would say an additional kind of meaning. So you have words, you have the flowers, some other animals like sometimes mushrooms, animals, and so on. So yeah, really enjoying it. Very rich, very complex and rich at the same time, which brings more information in a deck. The other one, the wooden tarot is one of my, this is a second copy I'm carrying as I am moving, but the wooden tarot has been my love for many years now, and I had to put it aside. As usual, we have so many other decks to play with, but there are some of these ancient friends that call you home, and I feel like the wooden, with its simplicity, combined with the Coastal Curiosities, they are kind of combining together, but they are opposites. This one, from one side, allowing the full expression of emotions or ideas, or kind of like details, like go deeper with what you are living, go deeper in what you're avoiding. And the other one, this one, gives more information about that aspect. So I would start a major reading with this one and then add in more information as I go. But this deck is really amazing. It's not just because, you know, the illustrations are magnificent, but it has something into it that kind of call for silence, you know, like the pagan other world. I feel like both are having this similar vibe. Another deck that is coming back in my collection because I left my copy somewhere else, so I had to get another copy. And it's the Witch's Wisdom tarot deck. I couldn't stay away from this one for long, isn't it? You know, when the deck has to come back, it has to, like, I'm happy that I could get a very affordable copy of it. So this is a German German, I think, yeah. And I even wrote on some cards when I didn't understand what the word was about. But this is also a companion for difficult times, for moments where you feel uncertain about things. And that's when we call for the wisdom of our ancestors, the wisdom of nature. And it doesn't disappoint. It's a supportive deck as well. And you will see this theme, you know, with the animals at the moment and the connection with the wild back and back and back again in my life at the moment. Yeah. So how, because of the world of humans and all kind of the disappointments that we can have because of the actions or the decisions that are made over us without having any possibility of participating in it, what is better than turning back to nature and relearning how we can live in harmony with ourselves and other humans? It feels like it's really important to get back to the laws of nature, and I believe that this deck helps me to remember that we humans, we don't control anything in reality. We might think that, but we don't. And when we forget that we are not separated from everything else, is where we make a lot of mistakes that have very negative impacts on every form of life. And so I feel that these decks are kind of inviting us to reconnect and see where we belong to. Another deck in the same vibe for and around animals is an amazing oracle deck. I'm so pleased with this one, called Enchanted Earth Oracle. And it's just so, like, you know, you see these two together is just magnificent. This deck is magical. We continue with that idea of connecting to the wild, connecting to the magic of the forests, and also finding solace when we are facing loss. So this deck is kind of, I love this, inspiring and giving a direction for my daily life, an affirmation as well. And I didn't get the chance to check the guidebook fully, but because the images are so rich, I don't feel like I need to look at the guidebook, because I mean, just staying with the card like this for some time is so powerful. And let's pick up a card for us just before I move to another deck. All right, let's see. And so we have Quiet Achiever. Yeah, beautiful. Solitude, privacy, discretion. This is really how I feel, even if it's not what I am doing fully because of work and the research I'm doing and all of this. I have to be out, I have to speak sometimes, do some conferences, which I love doing. I love meeting with people, but still I need more time by myself. And with winter that is coming, this is exactly what I need. And in silence, but being alone doesn't mean being empty. The opposite, we discover the fullness, we discover the wholeness, we discover the richness we are and we have within. And so, very interesting, because most of the time now we are out there looking for information and just giving information. There's a lot of in this business called information, but with this card I feel the invitation to more get deeper within that silence and let it reveal what is essential. The richness is not by the quantity, it's by the quality again. And not everyone needs to see it. Not everyone needs to know about what we discovered within us, what we know within us. You know, I see how before, for myself, I was a lot in displaying what I discover, and probably I will continue sharing what I discover, but the way to do it now, I'm really more kind of calm with it, gentle with myself doing it. I know that what I'm putting out there will go to the right people when it is the right time, and I don't need to force that transmission in any way, but instead to trust it. So yeah, very, very beautiful deck. Another deck that blew my mind still is the Tempest Tarot deck. So this one is kind of really interesting. Was not expecting to love it that much. I mean, of course, it's about the water. How can I not love it? But still, not to be that passionate about it, to carry it everywhere I go. The guidebook is kind of interesting, but it doesn't give me much, to be honest. I prefer just diving with the cards. So let's see. I'm just mixing. And as soon as I get it in my hands, I have this desire of kind of like mixing and seeing like... Oh, and by the way, the cards are not in order in whatsoever way. Let me organize a little bit, at least some cards. The rest, be patient with me. So yeah, we start with the moon, being in the silence. It's very expressive. The little details also say a lot. I love also how the suggestive part of it, really lovely. And I love this kind of perspective when you are not facing all the time. You are seeing kind of like the corner from the corner, or and everything is harmonious in this deck, I feel. Like even when it's about pentacles, you know, you are still in that bluish kind of ocean, sea environment, even with the fire, which is really amazing. I would like, how would they depict fire in an ocean deck? The Fool. Isn't this card amazing? I wish I could have this card as the cover for it. Of course, I love the Priestess, but I love this one as well. And this was pretty accurate deck, to be honest, since I started using it. Pretty accurate, and I wouldn't say gentle, but yeah. One day I was talking about the cross, and I was quite surprised to have a card with a cross in it. Maybe we will see it around, but its vibe is very, very nice. And I'm happy I got it for my trip. Crossing the oceans, being connected with the waters, with the sacred springs, working on them. This is really good companion. You know, it's very like simplistic, but so speaking, you don't need that much in a card. You know, talking about less is more as well. Very lovely deck. Yeah. Beautiful. So these are the cards that I'm playing with. I'm sure I'm gonna share more with you in the next weeks, But till then, take good care of yourself, nurture yourself in this period, and do not hesitate to check the books that I have created about how to use your cards. And also psychic self-protection. I think October is a big theme for that. Many celebrate Halloween and they don't even know what it means. And even if they know, their surroundings are creating so many rituals and protocols unconsciously, which brings the opposite of what we need to do in October. So protect yourself, your energy, nurture it, and I will see you in another video soon. Bye bye.